Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your man 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Tonight I want to do this video about why international players are just taking over the NBA. I mean, absolutely dominating the NBA. I'm going to dive into that in this video. If you like the video, smash the like button, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. I'm actually thinking about starting to do more live videos, so hit me back in the little survey that I put up on my channel. But let's dive into this. The reason why I want to do this is because right now we have the FIBA World Games going on, qualifying for the FIBA competition, global competition. Right? This is the real world champion, right? Like not what we do in the NBA and say world champs. You're not world champs. You didn't play the rest of the world. All right, but it's arranged a little differently, right? You're representing your country instead of a club team, right? What we're seeing here is a level of basketball that, if I'm frank with you, if I'm really honest, is probably some of the purest forms of basketball that you're going to be able to see out there in the world today. Like, I think street ball is its own form, right? Pickup ball, one-on-one, 21, games like that. It has its own kind of cultural feel about how you play and what you engage with in that setting, right? The NBA is its own game. I think we all recognize that, right? Very distinct style, up and down, spread it out, a lot of entertainment. Then you have college basketball, which is not exactly my favorite. It's more of the grinded out coaches who are doing too much, trying to control all the plays, or not that good of a coach in the first place and just a good recruiter, right? John Calipari. Right? And so you have these different spaces where they show you a completely different type of basketball. And in these spaces, you have an opportunity to really see what's out there, to see what players have and what they're able to do in different settings. And what I loved about this is watching international competition. It reminds me of just how talented the world is becoming, right? Like, I'm watching all the different highlights, whether it's Slovenia with Luka Doncic and Goran Dragic, right? Whether it's like Finland and Lauri Markkanen, whether it's Croatia with Bogdanovic and with, all these different players, whether it's Turkey with Furkan Korkmaz and Alperen Şengün, whether it's, Canada with Delano Banton, a bunch of guys. Like each of these countries has top level, top experience when it comes to coming into the NBA and being able to show what you can do, right? Now, let me get straight to it. Why international competition is beginning to dominate the NBA? Because they learn at a very young age the actual game of basketball. The actual game of basketball, like the point of it, right? Like, I think there is a different emphasis in international competition where the main focus is winning by means of cooperation or working together, right? To maximize the skill and the talent on the court as a team to be able to put yourself in the best position to win versus what you might have in, let's say, the NBA or American basketball, which is I want to win, but I also am very individualistic, meaning that I want to be the guy, I want to be the man, not so much if this best serves the outlook of winning or even of my team, right? Everybody tends, especially at a young age, they always want to show what they can do. They always want to show that they're that dude, right? I'm the next so-and-so. I'm the best one here. Very individualistic. As a result, I'm not going to say necessarily one is better than the other because out of that individualistic, play, you get the, Michael Jordans, right? You get the Allen Iversons, right? You get the Stephen Currys. You get, and people would say like he's a very team oriented. He is, but how he plays is like, yo, get me the damn ball. You know what I mean? Like, I'm running off these screens for a reason because I fully expect you to give me the ball. I'm not running off these screens just so that you get open. I want you to get open, but I want the ball. And there's definitely a high degree of like, I'm here to be the man. If he was only getting 8 shots a game, he's not running off that many screens. Straight up. But I digress, right? In European competition and international competition, I would say throughout the world, right? The Americas, in Asia, Africa, it really is about a collective. And so what these players take in is how to work with one another, right? So when they get to the NBA, right, and you got a bunch of guys trying to become the man, that dude, right? They come in already with a cooperative mindset, right? When you saw a Nikola Jokic's rise to dominance, right? Multiple MVPs. Why did he have so many high assist games? Why were his teammates able to thrive around him so much? Because he was constantly looking to make the best play. Even if it was always him, he still had the mindset of getting guys involved intentionally, right? Beyond that, if you look at guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? He has no problem deferring. At no point in time is he going over to his coach and going, hey, you know what? Last second shot, give me the ball, right? Does he want the ball? He always wants the ball. He's always going to want the ball, right? But he understands that Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are far more capable when it comes to scoring in tight spaces and creating for themselves one-on-one because they can shoot with more regularity from the perimeter, right? These guys come in with a collective mindset, and that lends more towards winning and maximizing the talent on your team, right? But then let's keep on going from there. You have a Luka Doncic, and he has a very American style, but he's still extremely good with getting his teammates involved. But you know something else that he also displays, and I think that the other individuals display as well? And you can go to Joel Embiid, Pascal Siakam, you can go through and through with this. Is that they have an extremely high skill level. They don't just play within the team construct, but they understand all the different dynamics of the game of basketball and the importance of developing a high skill level in that area. And so what you have is you have guys who, one, know how to shoot. Luka knows how to shoot. Nobody's disputing that. Even Joel Embiid, for a center, knows how to shoot. And when I say knows how to shoot, it isn't just that you're capable, but you have a level of confidence to take an efficient shot. You understand what your shot is, and you can knock it down when you're open, right? Domantas Sabonis, he's going to take good. He could probably shoot NBA threes. But he knows before this point in time, his kind of main area was like that 18 to 20 foot range if he's going to take a jump shot. Otherwise, he's getting to his spots, and he's shooting the ball with great touch, great form, follow through, snapping his wrist. He's doing all the things that you want to see from a player when they're shooting the ball, right? International players develop these skills at a young age. And this is another huge advantage that they have over us as United States players. And I mean, when I say a huge advantage, huge advantage. They don't tie sports with scholastics. They do not intermingle school with sport. What this allows guys to do is like, look, it doesn't matter what your GPA is. It doesn't matter because really your GPA is more indicative of how good your school is in terms of your administration, your faculty, teachers, right? In the U.S., sometimes you got teachers who don't even know that subject, teaching those subjects, right? You're the drama teacher teaching science, right? You're a math teacher teaching history, right? Just filling in. You might have a long-term sub who just has a certification to just basic training skills. You know what I mean? Teaching your language arts, right? To tie that to someone's ability to be able to play basketball or to practice their sport in an organized space, right? It's just foolish, which is why you see, and I'm going to get to this more in the end, is why you see more academies emerging for high-level athletes to be able to focus on their skills and have all the scholastic support that they need, right, to get through the American legal system of tying these two things together. But the focus is the sport, and everything they're doing is for the sport, right? This allows them to focus on what they need to, what they desire to develop themselves professionally, to maximize their potential, to be able to earn and create a living at this thing, right? And so in Europe, when you start off at a young age playing with club teams, the beautiful thing about it is that your club team is not necessarily bracketed off by age, right? It is to a degree, but it's a wider range, right? It might be like 10, 11, 12, 13, right? It might be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You might be somebody like a Ricky Rubio who's 16 playing with the men's top club, right? You're playing with professionals like Luka Doncic, right? 16, 17 years old, 18 years old. He's playing with these high level professionals, right? Picking up, learning from them, right? Seeing what they do, learning habits, work ethic, all these different things. They understand how to apply their talent at the highest level of winning that's afforded to them versus being stuck with your peers, right? Now, when they get to the NBA, the reason why they end up dominating is because when you've been working on your skill, when you've been working on playing as a part of a team, you don't need to learn these things in order to fully maximize your talent, right? To maximize your talent, all you have to do is slide in, right? If you're a great talent that works hard, athletic, agility, whatever high level skill player, you know how to apply it when you get there. And the dope part about that is when you do, you fit perfectly. You fit wonderfully. You fit beautifully. Hakeem Olajuwon, right? Seamless. You plug them in, you can play them. You don't have to worry about, hey, can you do these basic things? Set a screen like this. You still got to learn how to catch and pivot. You still got to learn how to, catch the ball in a shooter's pocket and follow through with your jump shot. You're not a great athlete who doesn't have a jump shot like a Russell Westbrook, right? You know what I mean? I know I always rag on him, but it's to say, it's like, damn, bro, 15 years in the league and you still can't consistently hit open threes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little disconcerting. You know what I mean? But it's to say this. The dominance comes from preparation. The dominance comes from having the support at a young age that's actually applicable to the focus of the game, which is winning. And now, because they've been so exposed with this information age and access to YouTube and videos and NBA League Pass, they can see games on replay. Right now, they're also exposed to the culture, which they're able to acclimate to. Their ability to learn the language, right? And also understand like how to play in a more individualistic style of play, right? They don't take as long to figure out the game here, right? And even in some spaces, they play a more Americanized form, right? Which is more individualistic, right? Placated around one person like a James Harden, right? I think somebody called it heliocentric or heliocentric, right? Centering around one person, right? And so they have a lot of advantages. Now, I think what they're doing in the U.S. that's actually really good, it's really important, is that they're actually starting to create spaces where they can develop them intentionally at a young age. And this is the big thing for me. At this point, if you are a top tier player, you think you're the top, you think you're at the top, right? My full expectation is that 16, 17, 18, 19, you start looking at the G League team. You start looking at G League, just like a Scoot Henderson, right? Just like Jalen Green, Jonathan Kuminga, right? Like, if you're really that good, if you are really that dude, you're not just trying to only play with your peers. You're not only trying to play with your peers. And I think that this is going to be the long term of the next 5+ years, especially because I think the next collective bargaining agreement, they're going to lift that whole one and done shit. Like, they're going to do away with that. It's like, look, not only can you get paid and the whole, name, image, and likeness, but you're also going to be able to go straight into the NBA. All right? And if you need time to develop, jump in the G League. And the G League Ignite, I think, is going to get waned out. You know what I mean? You're going to get drafted out of high school. Or if you want to come before high school, you might play with the Ignite. Right? But it's just to say that I fully expect guys to take steps into professionalism long before they actually get there. Right? But the next thing about it is that the international play is also challenging a lot of American players to actually step up their skill game. When you saw the draft a couple of years ago, when you saw, what's his name? Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley. These guys, basketball IQ and skill level is almost as if they grew up in that environment. Now, not both, I would say all three of those guys had incredible amounts of structure and support around them, whether it was at Monteverde Academy, whether it was having a dad who's played high-level basketball with Evan Mobley and taught him and his brother. You know what I mean? Like, they had a lot of supports around them to develop them, right? But even the guys who are lacking those things, like a Jonathan Kuminga or a Jalen Green, to go to the Ignite team when you have an unlimited amount of time to invest in your skill and your craft allows you to accelerate that development. And getting paid along the way allows you to position yourself where you're not struggling, right? You don't have to go to college and hope to get some name, image, and likeness thing that the college sets up to give you a little bit of cash, right? Especially if you're not one of those top tier, top 25, 50 players, right? They're not going to cash you out like that where you can necessarily put your family in a better position, right? And so I fully expect players to take advantage of the access to professional play and development, right? I don't expect college basketball to be the space where the elite players go. Doesn't mean that they can't find talent there, but the type of game and the limitations that it has on it, I don't think that is going to be a clear communication to me that this guy is ready for the NBA. So right now, Europe is dominating, right? The last few years, who are your MVPs? Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Nikola Jokic, right? And now who's coming up behind him? Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, right? And I'll say, watch out for Pascal Siakam. Quiet is kept. Quiet is kept. Let Toronto finish as a top 3 seed and see if he's not an MVP candidate. But that's all for this video. I want to know what you think. Holler at me in the comment section. I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.